How's it going, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of SPT Hatchet to Hero. If you haven't seen the previous episode, there is a little spoiler on our PMC right now that you can see wearing on his head, but I would thoroughly recommend going to check that video out and maybe some previous episodes as well, just to see how we are progressing when it comes to this particular playthrough. But without further ado, we are going to jump into today's episode, and as you can see, we did go ahead and find the goons in the previous episode. Now, one thing I will say with regards to the previous episode, I don't really want to give too much away if I can help it. So, I'm not going to say much other than we managed to end up killing them, hence why we do have some of their gear. But regardless of that, we are just going to go ahead and take a bunch of the stuff out of our PMC that we're not going to really be running in this next raid. We'll put that bandana up there because we probably will end up running that bandana as a bit of fun at some point, maybe with the ghost mask as well. But a lot of the stuff that we did pick up, we are going to probably keep hold of for the time being. We are going to essentially get all of our food and drink into the relevant places. We are going to sell the sugar. It doesn't actually sell as well on this particular version of the game compared to the live servers, but regardless, we will go ahead and keep hold of it. We'll keep the ULAC helmets in this rig for now, and we do now have a drawbridge bag that we can go ahead and put into the stash. Let's put that there. This mag can go in a mag case as well as a few of the others. And then this one can go in there. I am going to put a few of our bits and bobs that we do have lying around into this rig as well. And then we'll just sell the bits and bobs we have there to Therapist, just like so. The RSAS we will keep in our... actually, we'll keep on our PMC in a second. We are going to go ahead and try and do some shoreline quests again, because in the previous episode we tried to get some done and they just didn't really go our way. So this time I'm hoping we can change our fortunes, so to speak, and get a few bits going our way in terms of getting some bits and bobs done for the... Does that not fit in there? How about swapping them over in that case? Let's put this here for a second, put this here for a second. The beta doesn't go in there either. Okay, that's interesting. We won't go ahead and do what we're going to do then. We'll just chuck a few bits and bobs into here and do this. So we want to try and get this drawbridge bag inside of something else. Obviously it can't go in the beta for some reason. Can we fit it in here? No. Is it like slightly too big in that case? Is it a case that we're unable to fit it in because it's slightly too big? Might be. Let's put that there, and then we'll probably end up putting the ghost mag in. The ghost mask even in there. Can I fit some of these weapons in here and do a bit of rejigging in the stash to make this fit? I can indeed. Okay, that's fine. It does unfortunately mean that we need to do this to grab ourselves the AKM, which we'll get off the flea market. AKMN is the one that we're going to go with. We want 100 out of 100 in terms of durability. And we don't have a lot of money to edit this preset, but let's get it rolling and see if we can afford what we want to do. So put that on. We will put a different one of these on. This one will do. We want to put the Bastion on. So what is that's keeping us from putting the Bastion on. Lovely. We have a sight. We'll put that on. We'll change this, and we will also change this. We want to change the mag, but right now we're going to leave it as it is. We also have flashlights and grips to put on it, so that should be fine. So how much is this going to cost us in terms of purchase? 99k in terms of ruble count. But when it comes to actual monetary value, I think we're pretty much a-okay. We can't put that on, I just wanted to double check. So in that case, we'll put the XPS3 even on as a site. We will change the mag, but we'll go ahead and take the RSAS off and the val off to put that in there. And it does actually mean that we don't have a decent chunk of room. So I'm probably going to strip off some of the bits from this ADAR in terms of wanting to go ahead and make a little bit of room in the stash in terms of space for the loot that we have. So we'll go ahead and sell that to Mechanic for a little bit of money. We'll also sell these bits to him as well. We have got quite a few weapons stashed away as well that we're probably not going to use. Like the STM, I did say I was going to keep hold of it, but I'm a little bit more inclined at the moment to get rid of the STM. Just because it's going to be one of those weapons that we're not going to use for a fair while. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that to Mechanic as well. Let's just ensure that we are recording the game volume, which I think we are. We will just... yeah, we are. That's fine. Lovely. So we're going to keep hold of the M700. We want to keep hold of the RSAS for Gunsmith, which is something that we'll probably end up looking to get back into doing fairly soon. How much of the stuff in our scav cases can we put across into the junk box? Hopefully a fair bit. We can sell this because we're not going to be using that anytime soon. And the main reason I want to do this is I want to be able to buy another scav junk box rather than continuously using these scav cases. At least that is the thought process at this present moment in time. Because the scav junk box, even though it is like 1.1 mil or something along those lines, it's just going to be a little bit easier for us to go ahead and have something like a scav junk box full rather than like 3 scav cases. Obviously it will mean we need to do a bit of rejigging down the bottom of our stash, but that's fine. I'm also very tempted to get ourselves a what am I going to say? Get ourselves a where is it in here? Yes, it is. So we have an MP9, so let's just go ahead and strip these off. But yeah, we want to go ahead and also grab ourselves a actually I'll put that on our weapon thinking about it, but I want to get ourselves a good old dog tag case at some point in the future, because at least that way we'll be able to store our dog tags in a little bit more of a better situation than we are currently. Currently, all of our dog tags are taking up a bunch of room in the in our junk box. As you can see, we've got a ton of dog tags up in here ready for future quests. But we want to keep those in something a little bit better suited. And what I mean by that is we want to go ahead and put that in something like a dog tag case rather than have them where they are currently. We'll put that in there for the time being. We have a couple of 1 slots in here, so we'll put that in there for now. And then we do actually have some room, if not much, up at the top end of our stash here for some items. So I'm actually going to go ahead and sell the magazine we have here for the AKMN. We'll sell that to Mechanic as well, because I want to go ahead and grab a better one than what we have there. So if you link search and we go to not gear mods, vital parts. Is it vital parts or gear mods? Gear mods, magazines. We'll have a quick look for the magazine that we were running in the last episode. In fact, this one right here is not a bad one to run. So let's go ahead and get 3 of these mags. 1, 2, and 3. And then we want to go ahead and store our VSS or AS Val mags, whichever way you want to put it, a little bit further down. So we do need to go ahead and sell a few bits and bobs probably during the course of today's episode in order to be able to have a bit more room in our stash. But can we put the RSAS here? We can. Lovely. So that does make a little bit more room. Obviously, we would like to stack our backpacks a little bit better than we have right now. But each of our backpacks seem to be full up with gear. I say fill up with gear. They have a little bit of gear in them. So let's do this. And then stack that one in there. At least this way we'll have more room. We need to get obviously the armor that we need to run for this particular quest. I am just going to go ahead and do that, and then take all of the mods off of this MP9 because I'm going to sorry, not MP9, MP7, because I'm going to sell the MP7 to mechanic as well, because we have a fair few subs, and this just gives us a bit more room to take any excuse me, anything in that we need, store anything we need to after the next raid. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a blueberry armor, and we'll take that off and put that on. It does mean we need to get ourselves a rig. We'll get this one from mechanic, and then we can go ahead and put these into there just like so. And that does take up a little bit more room in our stash because obviously it's an armored rig. We can't wear that as well as the MFUN, but it is what it is. We'll run it regardless. Where did we put that ghost mask? I think we actually, yeah, I was about to say we put it in there. So let's go ahead and do that. Do I have, so I've got PP ammo and I've got BP ammo, but I want to get myself some PS ammo. So let's just link search this, and we'll go to rounds and we'll go to PS, and we're going to buy the full 180 from Scorpion. Go ahead and do that. Chuck that in there. Chuck one in there. This hybrid ammo can come down here. And then the labs key card will just stick in one of our rigs that we have spare. And just like that, we are ready to rock and roll into a shoreline run. So one thing I will do actually before I do that is just repair our helmet, because we did end up grabbing it off of a player. But anyway, we are ready to rock and roll into a shoreline run. So the main things that we're looking to do is courtesy visit. We also want to try and get where is it? Humanitarian supplies done. We just need 6 kills, and also we need to mark the truck up at resorts. We also want to try and get Collies Part 1 done. Anesthesia, we have 2 more, so we have enough markers for that. That's fine. Obviously Punisher we're working on as well. So we have a fair few things to do on shoreline, but without further ado, let's stop yapping and jump ourselves into that shoreline run and see if we can get these quests smashed out of the park. Alrighty, so shoreline raid number 1, and I'm trying to figure out where we spawn. I think we're fairly close to, yeah, we're fairly close to the power station, which means that we need to kind of head in this direction and then across towards the resort. We also need to go down to the pier at some point, and we also need to go to the cottages, but we'll get that sorted as we progress through the map. So I'm hoping that in this raid we don't have to worry too much about the likes of Sanitar or even the goons, but knowing my luck, especially with the past episode, there is going to be one of the two on this map. For some bizarre reason, last episode we had the goons on both shoreline and on customs, and then we had Sanitar on our first shoreline run. So I'm kind of hoping we don't have to worry about either of those two in this raid. Although those suppressed shots don't bode well for us. But that's a scav kill
Вон он упырь! Граната тут!
What an aid that was, by the way. Why have we got the goons again, man? What is going on? What is going on? I don't understand. We have the goons again. I haven't touched anything in terms of I've not touched anything in terms of the spawn rate for them, so I don't quite understand why we keep getting them, dude. Just don't give me the goons on every raid. That's 3 back-to-back raids on different maps that we've just had the goons. Wow, okay. Not what I was expecting in the slightest there. As I was saying, I did not want the goons in that raid. I was like, oh, I just want to be able to get the quests that I'm trying to do done, but nope. The goons have to show up again. So you know what? We are going to go to Interchange. And the reason we're going to Interchange is I want to try and get some quests sorted for, what's his face? For Ragman. Now I know currently we only have Make Ultra Great Again, which isn't the greatest of, it's not the greatest of tasks to have, because it doesn't actually lead on to anything. However, I think it's going to be worth us trying something a little bit different. Obviously, there is the possibility that we end up getting Killer this raid, considering the way things are going when it comes to the bosses in the maps that we are running. We seem to just run into them everywhere, and it's not ideal. However, it is what it is. But we're going to go to Interchange as well, because it would be nice to try and make some money off of the tech shops, as well as the PCs. I am going to take a couple of grenades just to be on the safe side. I'm keeping all of the M67s for a future quest for Prapor, and I'm keeping all the impact nades for when we want to try and do Grenadier. Can I repair this weapon with new trader? I can. Lovely. And we're basically set to go for the next raid. But as I said, I don't quite understand why I'm getting so many spawns on the side of the bosses. Because if I press on this, which is essentially the settings for Sane, we are on default. If I go to bot settings and go to, say, goons, we've not changed anything here. Like Knight, for example, Big Pipe and Bird Eye, all of these guys we've not changed anything from. We haven't even changed the difficulty settings for them. If I go to bosses, we've run into Sanitar. Again, I've not changed anything there. I don't actually know if there's any way that we can change the actual spawn settings anyway. Like, this is just the difficulty of the bots that we run into, and we're literally on the default settings for absolutely everything, so I don't quite understand what's going on with all of the spawn rates that we're getting when it comes to the goons and the bosses and all those kind of situations. But regardless, we're going to go to Interchange to do something a little bit different. The only actual quest we have on this map right now, if we scroll up, is to make Ultra Great Again, which is this task right here. This doesn't lead on to anything as far as I can remember. It's just a bit of rep, a bit of money, some rigs, and that's about it. So it's not really anything really to do on Interchange, but with how low our money is at 50k, I kind of want to run somewhere that I know I can make a little bit of money. And obviously we've probably got a lot of money just sat in our scav junk box and our scav cases that we could probably get rid of. But for the time being, like, I'm going to try and keep hold of as much as I possibly can, because I want to try and upgrade the hideout. I want to be able to, like, hand things in for quests when they come about fairly swiftly and easily, which is why we've got all of these different containers to hold everything. But regardless of that, we are going to go ahead and jump into an interchange run. Hopefully we don't run into killer, but there is a high possibility at this moment in time that we're just going to do so. We'll have to wait and see how things go, but the main focus of this particular raid is just to make a little bit of money. So let's jump into a interchange run. We're going to go at 7 in the morning, and let's try and make some money and also survive a raid. Alrighty, so interchange, we have arrived. And we're going to just try and book it straight into the mall. I don't really want to be outside for too long. However, spawning at Emicom, there is a weapon crate that can spawn behind these two, I don't even know what to call them, but the sandbags here next to the tank, or the BTR as it's known in the actual game. So we are going to go ahead and see what this has in store for us. We're probably going to take everything and then drop back most of it just so we can get some XP. We'll keep the Iskra for some energy, just in case we need it. But everything else that we grabbed from that box can go back. We just wanted to take it for the purpose of the XP for the run. But the main aim, as I said, is to try and get a little bit of money from this particular raid. If we end up getting into some fights with PMCs, so be it. But ideally, the fights that we're looking for are with scavs. But I just heard someone sprinting. It sounded like they could have been on metal. I do not want to die to the scav. There we go. So the quest elimination is ready to be completed. So we'll go ahead and get that sorted when we get out of raid. I'm pretty sure that's either a daily or a weekly. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember fully, but it is something that we have to get done at some point. We are going to take the RFB because that's just going to be a little bit of money for us in terms of selling off to traders. But that scav behavior is not something that I would have expected to have seen. I've not seen scavs run into things like that in a while. Obviously, in the last episode when we went shoreline, we had a PMC kind of running in on the spot even. Kind of trapped within a container. So hopefully we don't have to contend with too much of that during the course of the episodes. But as soon as you shoot at said scav, much like I did just there, they will kind of reset themselves. So it's not the end of the world if that does happen. But our main focus now is to run through this map, and anything we do pick up, we're just going to go ahead and sell, unless it's something that we know we desperately need for a quest. So we'll go ahead and kind of loot everything we can, get some XP, get some leveling on perception, all that kind of stuff. And as I said, we will go ahead and take all of the ammo. I don't think this is the PP ammo we want. I think this is actually the AK PP ammo, which it is. Like, that AK PP ammo isn't bad, but it's just not really what we're going to be running if we do run an AK, especially with the ammo that we have available on the flea market, plus through traders. But as I said, most of the stuff we're going to pick up and put back. Anything else we find, we will more than likely either sell or keep hold of if we know we need it for a quest. But there are a few shots going down across the mall already, which is good to hear, because sometimes I have found in SPT that your raids can be insanely quiet. But thankfully, this one is not along those lines. This one actually has a fair bit of action going down. Ooh, lovely. I was about to say, please give me a GPU, and we have got ourselves a GPU. I think that might be the second or third one we've had. Sorry, the first or second, not second or third. First or second one that we've had found in raid. So we will go ahead and take that. That is very nice to see. Obviously, we need, I think it's 3 in total for a quest for mechanic. We also need CPU fans as well, so we don't want to be getting rid of those if we can help it. We want to try and keep hold of the CPU fans during the course of this playthrough. There's no duffel in that corner, which is what I was checking there. But let's continue with our movement through the map. Shouldn't have full autoed there. Should have probably been a bit more patient with our trigger discipline. But we are going to grenade over to the last known location. I was about to say I think we killed, but we didn't. There we go. We killed this time. There's some plexiglass there, which I'm going to leave. Don't really need any plexiglass. But this was a scav. Bear with me. I think I need to sneeze. The downside of having hay fever at this time of year. I know we need a TV 106 rig for quest for Ragman eventually. So we will go ahead and grab that. And that money is actually quite handy to find for the likes of the car exfil if we want to go there. We are going to take this. We'll take the peas. We'll take the USEC key as well. We'll probably eat the Alionka and move on from there. So there are some more computers over here. Just make sure we've reloaded our mag, which we have. There is... No, I don't do that. I wanted to turn my flashlight on and I pressed reload by accident, but worked out in our favour in the end. But it looks like the scavs in this particular area have looted up, or at least opened up the computers around here. What ammo did you have for your SKS? Ammo that we do not want. No problem. Let's drop that as well, and then we will go ahead and load up this TV 106 rig. Then we need to repack our mags before we do anything else, just to be on the safe side. But any and all scav kills we get right now are very handy for Make Ultra Great Again. So we will not be upset about that being the case if we just run into scavs in this raid. There is quite a bit of action going down across the map, which is always good to hear, as I mentioned before. The only downside to running an ASVAL or a VSS is you go through your ammo like nobody's business. Unless, of course, you've got 30 round mags. We haven't brought any of those in. I don't even think we have any at all. Obviously, we could have checked the flea market to see if they had any 30 round mags available for us, but lo and behold, we just didn't go ahead and check that. There is a tactical rig here. Unfortunately, with the size of our backpack, we can't take this and the TV-106. This would be a better storage rig, so I'm actually probably going to take that over the rig that we have currently. Not really anything else that we want in there, so let's just go ahead and do this. And then put the Zook in rather than the TV rig that we had. And I know the TV rig we need for a quest, excuse me, but we are just going to go ahead and grab the Zook instead. But now it is time to check the computers at the front of Ollie here, and then we'll roam into the actual mall. So a few shots going on outside. I can't tell where those shots are going down right now. They could be underneath. So there's no actual PCs there for us to look at. I just saw someone down here, I'm pretty sure. Go from left to right. Honestly, I thought that box was someone going up the stairs. That kind of tripped me out a little bit. Right, let's see if there's any nice tech spawns in here. We have a Tetris. We'll definitely be taking that. We already have a Tetris in our stash. And I know it can trade, I think, for a Bitcoin, if I'm not mistaken. But for the time being, I'm not overly fussed about any sort of Bitcoin. So I may end up just getting rid of the Tetrises. Just to get some money going into our PMC. Nothing here. Let's just go ahead and fill our Zook rig up. and then we can head upstairs to check the computer room up here, or the tech room up here, should I say. Not going to worry too much about anyone around us. We should be able to outsprint them if we are careful. We'll take that 1G phone. There is some RAM up there, but I'm not too fussed about that. That again would be something we just need to sell, and we are not too fussed about grabbing RAM right this moment in time. It's a PC printed circuit board we'll take. The motor can always sell for a little bit of money. What's in here? Oh, the propane's in there. Okay, that is fine. In fact, the HDD, goodbye, don't need you. It's not really worth that much in the grand scheme of things. There is a drill there, but we're going to leave that be. Some more RAM. Another drill. We'll take the caps. Nothing else here. So we want to go back downstairs now, I think. Back towards where all of the action is taking place. If we could find a player with like a bigger backpack, that would be super, super handy. Just so we can carry a bit more loot on us. Because more loot means more money at the end of the day. We don't want to take this drill. That drill can be dropped. Sodium. So let's go ahead and put back... Actually, we want to take the paracord. And we will drink the grand because we need hydration. But I'm not going to run into or check Rasmussen until we finish drinking. Because I'd rather have my weapon up to be on the safe side, because I'm pretty sure we saw someone run this way, although they're not in Rasmussen, which is good news for us. DVD drive and a light bulb. I'm pretty sure I saw a CPU fan over here, so we'll go ahead and grab that. Do we have anything? Oh, another CPU fan. We'll grab this too. But now it's time to essentially make our way through the mall and see if we can find any more scavs to kill, or even players. Gotta remember though, we do have a AS valve that was down the end of the hallway. Sounded like a PMC with a fully suppressed weapon. Thankfully managed to dodge the bullets being shot in our direction. I wish you could loot that. I understand why you can't, because it's technically not going to be able to open. It looks like you can't loot this either, even though this technically could be opened. Never mind. Just grab the bits out of the jacket. The blue tape we'll keep hold of for now. It might be something we get rid of eventually. And one thing you can do, especially on live servers, if you wanted to make money running interchange, is you can go ahead and run Goshen and do like a food run. That will certainly get you a bit of money on the old live servers. What did you have? Oh, you had a Vepper Hunter. Okay. Not the greatest ammo in the world, so we'll leave that be. We will take the S-March to be on the safe side. Don't think we picked up any augmenting, so we'll take the XP from that. So a lot of fighting going on right now, or at least a lot of shots being rained down. Let's go ahead and repack the mag we used to kill this scav, and then we can continue on our way. So there is footsteps to our left here actually. About to say, did we drop him the first time? The answer was no, but we did get the kill eventually. At least I thought we got the kill. That's twice now that I've been duped by the AI thinking I've killed them in this game. That's the first time I've had an AI go prone on me. That is scary. I do need this cowboy hat, but obviously we can't wear it right now. Don't have the facility to do so, which is fine. But yeah, that's the second time an AI PMC has duped me in terms of me thinking I'd killed them. Obviously, we had the situation on the scav run in the last raid of, not yesterday's episode, the last episode anyway, like 2 days ago. But we are running dangerously low on ammunition here, which is, as I said, the only downside to running an AS Val is you just run out of ammo so quickly. So we will go and check the PMC, see if they've got anything that we want to take in terms of loot, especially if they've got something that we can run as a secondary weapon, and then we can go from there. But yeah, I was not expecting this AI PMC to go prone. They had a vow. Ooh, that could be huge for us. We have a weapon jam, and I cannot remember for the life of me.
Damn it!
What we put our keybind down to. So we're going to have to check that real quick because I can't remember. Let's go to controls. And we want to go to... it is K. Why can't I fix the issue? Let me go back to controls. Let me find the keybind, which is K. Check chamber, fix malfunction. Is on release. Why can't I change that? Should I put it to press maybe? Set fire, check fire mode, check chamber, fix malfunction. Oh. It's Al and then K. Al and then K. At least we've figured out what the issue was. But yeah, the PMC that we dropped, I think that's a scav. But the PMC we dropped here has an AS Val on him, so I'm kind of hoping they had some ammo for us. But they had 30 round mags. 2 mags are empty, unfortunately, which is not ideal. And they had FMJ and not much of it. Okay, that's not ideal. Would have been nice to have some extra ammo from this PMC. Let's put the ibuprofen in there. But unfortunately, no such luck in terms of extra ammo unless they have some ammo that we can pop into our mags from their loot in here. We do need that cat eventually, but we don't really have the room for it right now. We'll take the kite, so I'm pretty sure that's for a daily. The GPX can sell quite well, and so can the AWL, I think. So we'll just go ahead and do this, and then we'll just repack our 20 round mag. I am tempted to take these 30s, like drop in, say, a couple of power cores, a RAM, and some caps is probably the best way to take the 30 rounds. Because at least this way we'll have bigger mags for the next time we run this weapon. Let's just go and check this scav, see if they had anything worthwhile. We'll go ahead and eat the humpback, just so we can replenish some sort of energy. Do I have any hydration? I kind of do. So I'll go ahead and use this, and then we'll put the conditioned milk in there, or condensed milk. I don't know why I say conditioned milk, but we put the condensed milk in there, and then we can go and check the less checked and known tech room, which is this room right here. Sometimes you can find loot in here, sometimes you can't. Unfortunately, this time around we are on the end of no loot found. We are going to check in this room in front of us too, because I have found LEDXs in here in the past. Plus I found GPUs in here, so it is worth having a quick scour, but we don't have much ammo at all. So I think after this little check of this room, we are going to head to the exfil. Because I don't want to have a situation where I completely run out of ammo. So I found a LEDX on this little table right here, but it looks like unfortunately this time there is no luck on the LEDX spawn. And I've checked that duffel bag, so we are now going to move on to one more room, which is the computer room ahead of us over here. But we do have a dead body to check whilst we are passing. I kind of got my hopes up thinking that the idea rig was going to be a Untar armor. Not that we could actually take it, but I kind of had my hopes up that it could have been a Untar armor there. We do need this spark plug for a task right now. So we're going to drop the relay and take this. We need it for car repair, alongside obviously car batteries. We will go ahead and put this here. Oh, that gauge is actually worth a bit of money. I know we need this. That GP coin is a bit of money as well. And there's a Tetris here. Holy cow. Wow, okay. That is a big find. We'll go ahead and do that. Plus the 30k in cash is also nice to see. Filter. Okay, so this is where the AK came from on the player that we recently looted. Just drink this rat cola. And then we are going to head into idea. And go to the computer room in here. See if we can get lucky on any form of loot down here as well. And I'm not going to lie. It is dark as anything in there. Can we... Okay, that's better. At least now we can see. We just could not see anything down that kind of stretch of the wall there. So being able to now see is massively appreciative. Means that we don't have to like go blind whilst running this way. Now, one thing I can't remember if we have or not. We don't have a mule, that's fine. In that case, that golden star can go in the med pouch for the time being. We don't actually need a mule right now. Like, we don't have enough weight to be worried about needing a mule. But it is what it is. Did we... We dropped the RFB, did we not? Or was that from a different raid? That might have been from the shoreline run, to be fair. Might have got the two raids mixed up. Bruh, that scav snapped on me quicker than I've ever seen. This is probably going to have to be my last engagement. There's another gas analyzer there. See if we can swing round this way on this scav/PMC. They're behind this pillar. That could have been a really good nade. It looks like it was as well. Holy cow, that's a kill for a grenade kill for Grenadier, and it looks like there's an attack 2 backpack. Ah, no. I thought this T20 was an attack 2. Got my hopes up a little bit there, not gonna lie. We will take a level 32's dog tag though. Do you have anything on you that water filter is definitely worth taking, I feel. Is there anything, like, we could probably eat the peas, drop the caps, and then put the water filter in here. Go ahead and eat the peas. This rig's really nice as well. It's a great storage rig in my opinion. It might even be worth us taking that over the rig we currently have. But I don't know if we can take the motor if we do that, which is the unfortunate thing. I'm going to take this because I know we need an AKS-74U for Punisher, and this would be a good one to run in my opinion. What ammo did you have? PS, so we're not too fussed about that. They did have a Gazelle. Is it worth us? We'll take the pistol. Is it worth us taking the Gazelle is the question. Oh, they had AP ammo in their pistol. It's not going to be a lot of it, but we will go ahead and take this. Bruh, stop shooting. I'm trying to hear my own thoughts. Damn, thank you. Yeah, we can't take the motor if we were to take the bout. So I think we just keep with what we have. We could probably drop an S-March for a CPU and also for the conditioned milk. In fact, we want to do this. Pick up the right thing. Okay, let's go and check the PCs in here, see if there's any decent loot stored in them. Maybe another GPU. Another GPU would be huge. I have a feeling that's not going to be the case. These are going to be 2 PSUs. So, no such luck there. The, I swear we just had a blue laser. Is there a blue laser on this? No, there's nothing. I swear there was a blue laser just a second ago pointed at us whilst we were over there. Okay, someone's been through here it seems, because all of the PCs are open, but they're not fully looted, which is interesting. I was kind of hoping that was going to be another GPU, but no such luck. Okay, so yeah, someone's been through here and looted these, but they haven't looted them, if that makes sense. So there's still some loot left over. We will just check everything whilst we're here, and then we'll head to the railway exfil to get out of this raid and essentially just sell the gear that we have picked up. The only things I'm probably going to keep hold of are the GPU, CPU fans, CPUs, and potentially the AKS-74U. But at the same time, I might just sell the AKS-74U. Because with the AKS-74U, we're going to be able to buy and mod one the way that we want to, rather than obviously having to worry about the way that they've modded this one. And if I'm perfectly honest, I might even just drop this, because it is weighing us down quite a bit. And there's not really anything I want from it. I just thought I will take it just for the purpose of having an AKS-74U. But I'm just going to drop it. It is a lot of weight to be carrying on us. And I don't really want to be bogged down too much going to exfil here. But this should be a nice chunk of money for us to go ahead and recuperate our losses over the last few raids. I say the last few raids. The 2 raids prior to our final raid in the previous episode, plus the shoreline raid that we did to start this. Excuse me. Start this episode. We should be able to recuperate some of the losses from that. And I would not be surprised if we got a decent chunk. This is probably where the blue laser's coming from. Would not surprise me if we got a decent chunk of... Yeah, this was the blue laser, okay. A decent chunk of loot back on insurance. And here's me being like, oh, I don't need a mule stim this raid. I shouldn't be that overweight. Turns out we are pretty chonky. So a mule stim would have been fairly nice to have had on us for this run, but wasn't expecting to be as chonky as we are. I was expecting to get like a fair bit of tech loot, maybe a few scav kills. Because if we go to say this one, we have done the is this a daily or a weekly? Can't remember, but either way we've done it. This is our weekly, sorry. I knew we had a weekly to kill scavs. this does give us a decent chunk of money, 167,000 rubles, 2 motors and a fire clean lube. So overall, getting the elimination done and the daily elimination done is huge. Also, we've made a little bit of progress for Make Ultra Great Again. As I said though, that's not really something that we need to worry ourselves too much with. Obviously, that will just come through raids on this map regardless. But we should be okay heading to the exfil now. I don't think we have to worry too much about anything else occurring. We do only have 10 minutes left, 9 minutes and 50 seconds to be exact. So we should be roughly okay, just to kind of pause every now and again. Our exfil is literally this train over here, so it's not too far away. So we should be okay just to kind of take our time and still be able to get out of this raid with plenty of time to spare. But we picked up, what, 2 PMC kills, and one of which was actually a grenade kill, which is even better because it means that we have a kill on the board for Grenadier. It might even be more than 1 kill on the board for Grenadier now. I'm not too sure. But I think the next raid we're going to do will probably end up going to Customs to try and get a Customs raid under our belt. But I'm also tempted to do Gunsmith Part 2 and see if we can get our 4 PMC kills with the Gunsmith weapon to be able to hand that in as well. Don't know why, but I kept thinking I was hearing something to our left. Turns out I was not. At least, not currently anyway. But yeah, I'm tempted to run Customs with the next weapon in the series of Gunsmith tasks. Can't actually remember what weapon it is for Gunsmith Part 2. I know we've handed in the shotgun, but we will have a look at that once we exfil and sell everything that we want to from this particular run. But yeah, nice little raid there. Kind of recoups a fair chunk of money, especially with our weekly being finished. It does recoup a fair chunk of our money that we were hoping to obtain from that raid. Obviously, we could sell the GPU if we wanted to, but I'm going to keep that on us. But he ended up killing 2 PMCs. One was a headshot, apparently, with a grenade. And then the other one was a 4-axe shot with the AS Val. But nevertheless, we are now going to sell a fair chunk of the bits and bobs that we did get out of that raid. The only thing we're going to keep hold of is the likes of like the GPU and the other bits for the mechanic task. Solely because I know for a fact they're going to be things that we want to keep hold of. But let me just go ahead and complete our daily for Therapist and also our weekly for Jaeger. And then if we go ahead and receive this augmenting is going to be sold. We'll just receive obviously the money because the money will be nice to have topped up. When it comes to the motors, I'm going to put those down here as well as the fire clean. The TP 200 will sell, and then we'll obviously accept the monetary reward from Jaeger also. So we do need the MREs eventually. In fact, no, I think we're on that task now. So don't think we need to worry too much about doing that, but it is what it is. GPU can go in there, the fan can go in there. So we'll sell the power cord, we'll sell this motor, because obviously we just gained a fair chunk of motors from Jaeger. CPU fan can go down here, that can go down here. In fact, a lot of this stuff that's in here that doesn't need to be in there can be put down here for the time being, just like so. So I have room in there, I have room in there as well. We're going to sell this pistol. We're not going to be using that pistol, but I do want to take the AP ammo out of it first. Stack that here. This can then be put into the ammo case. The humpback we're just going to end up selling. CPU fan we'll keep. Put that here. So the Tetrises that I have, I'm actually going to go ahead and sell. So I'm going to find... and also the GP coins. So I'm going to go and find all of those real quick. So GP coins, there's none in there. Obviously there's another one here. These mags we'll keep hold of because they'll be handy for the AS valve moving forward. Conditioned milk can be sold. The spark plug we need for a task, so we'll put it down in here for the time being. This can be sold. And then I know we have another Tetris. And we also have another GP coin. So nothing in here, nothing in here, nothing in here. So anything we want to sell in here? I only think we need 2 rollers. So yeah, we need 2. Obviously we need them for scav case level 1, 2, but I'm not overly fussed about doing the scav case side of things for the time being. So first and foremost, let us put our Tetrises up for obviously a ruble amount. So Tetrises, we'll put this up for 220 because why not? GP coins, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. So we want to sell this for say 26 flat, like so. And then we need to just wait for that stuff to sell. Just receive our money. Still waiting for some stuff to sell on the flea for the time being, but that is a decent chunk of money already in from the flea market and a few bits we've just sold. Let's just go ahead and stack the rubles properly here. A little bit more money there as well, but this stuff I'm actually just going to probably sell it to traders. Just because it's going to be a little bit easier to do. So actually let's sell to this guy, get some euros under our belt, and then therapist can have all of this stuff, and mechanic can have this pistol. So that puts us at over $1 mil again, which does allow us to potentially buy another scav junk box if we intended to do so. But I think right now we are going to actually we'll sell this for the time being. We'll sell this. The RFID we're going to keep. This will sell. How much is this key worth? About 48k. I don't actually remember where this is or what map it's for, but we'll keep hold of it. And then the ibuprofen can go into the med case. Dog tag can go into the scav case as well. So trader wise, therapist, you can have all of this, and then ragman, you can have this, my friend. Lovely stuff. So apparently we have Jaeger level 2, which I think we've had for a while because of obviously the Hedonic. So I think, as I said, the next thing for us to do is mechanics gunsmith task. So gunsmith part 2 is actually a AKS 74U. So let us bring up gunsmith part 2 on Wikipedia. So gunsmith part 2, and then if we scroll to what we need and then go back here, so flea market, AK-74, sorry, let's try that again, AK-74U, no, oh, AKS. One of these, I think, that we want. We don't want the UB. This is what we want right here. So let's edit this preset. So we want a 60 round mag. We want to change this to one of these, and then we want a CAC grip on it. This one. And this is what we're going to have to run for our next raid on customs. So let's just purchase all of these and then assemble. And first and foremost, I think we've got to fold it to hand it into mechanic. We don't. What do we need? So, Zenit B11, 60 round mag, 6 slots max, ergo over 58. So this is what we need, right? Let me just inspect real quick. Okay, the other thing we need to do is I think we need to take this off. Yeah, so we need to, when we hand it in, we need to take the muzzle brake off, but regardless, we have our weapon for our next raid, which is going to be customs. So we'll just go ahead and slap that on. The golden star we're just going to put down here for now. And we are just going to go to the flea and grab a mule stem. My health might actually put the dots in place, like so. Mule stem, just in case we have a ton of loot coming out of this raid. And now we want to go ahead and grab some mags. So do I have any AK mags at all? I don't have any other AK mags at all, which is fine. So if we go to link search, let's go to magazines, and we'll just grab 2 spare mags from Prapor. So we don't want to run 360s, just a 160 is fine. We have a bunch of BT, which is what we'll load into the weapon, like this. And then we need to find this. We can't top up apparently, which is really annoying. We have a bunch of PP as well if we really wanted to run PP ammo. But we are just going to run BT as our ammunition. And I am going to take in 3 stacks of 60 as backup ammo, just to be on the safe side. Because as we found out with the AS-Val, it's not so much with the with this AK, but as we found with the AS-Val, it can be a little bit awkward if we run out of ammo. One thing I do want to check actually is, can I put a sight on this for the time being? I can. So I'm just going to do a little bit of added modification for this next run. I just got to take off obviously the additional parts when it comes to handing the weapon in for mechanic, but to make it a little bit easier on ourselves to use this weapon, because I don't really like the iron sights all that much when it comes to the AKS-74U. We are just going to go ahead and rock this build here, but other than that, we're pretty much ready to rock and roll into this next raid. I am going to take an F1 grenade in as well as the RDG, just in case we have Rashada and the boys. We had no signs of killer that last raid, so it seems, hopefully, that the spawns for the scav bosses have kind of quietened down for us. I am going to get rid of these VPO mags, because I just don't see us using the VPO sniper rifle anytime soon. So we'll just go ahead and get rid of those to mechanic, like so. But for the most part, we have our AKS-74U build for the Gunsmith Part 2. The stuff that we will need to take off is the sight and the attachment for the sight, the muzzle brake and the butt stock, but everything else is what we need for the quest for Gunsmith Part 2. But regardless, we're going to jump into a customs run. So one thing I'm also going to do actually is take all my customs keys with me. So we do need these keys in order to be able to do what we're looking to do in this next particular run. And I am actually going to take one more spare mag, meaning that we have a decent chunk of spare ammunition. But we have all of our customs keys. We even have the keys we need to do the quests, which is at 203 and 303, and the cabin key. But regardless, let us jump into another raid, this time on customs, and hopefully we can get a few more tasks done and dusted. So then, customs, we meet again. Let's make sure we are on full auto. Just trying to think, we need to go to dorms. Let me just double check what I need to do here. So if we go by location, we need to go to dorms at 220, which I think I forgot the key for, which is a bit silly, but never mind. Need to do Polkim Hobo. Obviously Grenadier, Shootborn in Heaven. Is this the only 2 things we have on this map now? Seems that way. Did we get out of that raid with a case and stuff? I think we did. I'm not sure. I can't remember. We must have, though, if we don't have them on here for the quests. That's fine. Just need to get scav kills in that case, and also hope that we can get into 220, because I don't think I put the key in with the rest of the keys. So we can do a little bit more of a loot run as well, a bit like we did on Interchange, because at least this way we can kind of traverse the map the way we want to. And I'm also hoping that we don't have to worry too much about the goons again this raid. Because if we have to find if we run into them again, which I'm going to try and avoid the areas that they spawn, but if we run into them again, I'm not going to be a happy bunny. Because that would be 4 out of 4 raids on the maps that we need, not need, but can find the goons, and we have found the goons. So, won't be very happy if that happens, especially if we end up dying to them again. But we'll go ahead and take another grenade. What ammo did you have, good scav, for? Okay, Magnum Buck's not the worst ammo in the world, so we'll go ahead and take that. But we're going to go upstairs on both sides to see if we can grab any high tier loot. I'm kind of tempted to take this gas analyzer because it keeps telling me I need it for another quest. And I don't know what quest we need it for, but apparently we need it for a quest. So we'll go ahead and take it for the time being. We'll take everything much like before. And then anything that we don't need or know we don't need, we'll just go ahead, excuse me, and sell. I'd love to find another GPU, not going to lie, but I don't think it's going to happen. Unless, no luck on the GPU in these PCs, which is a little unfortunate, but can't have everything go our way, I suppose. But we still have 59 rounds in our AKS-74U. We will take this key. Let's just check out the back, see what we have in the toolkits and the potential that Bulbex sells for quite a lot of money. That we'll take. We won't take that. We'll take this though. So we don't actually have the med case back there, so we won't worry about going any further than here. But we are, as I said, just going to take pretty much everything that we find. I'm going to put the POXRAM and AA battery back though, for now. So we don't have the 220 key. That roller's actually we keep finding rollers. It's insane. It's literally insane the amount of rollers we're finding. But we, as much as I'd love to go to dorms, at the same time I'm a bit like, do I really want to go to dorms? The only way, the only time I think I'm going to go to dorms is if we end up finding, not end up, but if we want to go and do the safes. Obviously we don't have the required amount of money to take the car exfil right now, but at the same time there is always the potential of us finding money in the safes for the car exfil, so it's not the end of the world if we wanted to go ahead and head in that general direction. Plus we do just need to get scav kills in general. No luck on the gold spawns in there. PPT ammo, we're going to leave that there. So now it's just a case of us progressing through the map, and we are going to have a quick look to see if good old Sniper Scav's up, which he was. Lovely, that's another kill for Polkim Hobo sorted. So I want to go through New Gas. Obviously there is the potential of Rashad and the boys being there. I didn't want to close that, but I'm not reopening it. There is potential of Rashad and the boys being at New Gas. I don't actually know. Okay, down here. There's... That would have been a really unfortunate grenade. Was not expecting 3 scavs to be there. Not gonna lie. That was not expected in the slightest. We need to go and patch up our leg now. But at least that's another 3 scavs towards Polkum Hobo. So it's not the end of the world. And then we can come back out and check their loot in a second. But holy cow. I was expecting 2 and not 3. But let's go ahead and patch up our leg real quick with our surf kit. And then we do have a reasonable amount of Salewas to be able to heal up with if needed this raid. So we are in a good position in terms of heals. There's a lot of shooting going on what seems to be down by New Gas. So there's either a player taking out scavs, or there could be Rashala down there having a fight with a PMC. There's all sorts of possibilities down there currently. But we need to fully heal up before we even attempt to move on in this raid. We don't actually have anything outside of the Salewas to heal any heavy bleeds, which is unideal, but it is what it is. We'll make use with what we have. But yeah, all in all, having 3 scavs as you round that corner is not ideal. We currently don't have any PMC kills, I don't think, so we're still looking for PMCs in order to be able to hand in our gunsmith weapon, which we're currently using. But we are going to repack our 60 rounder, which is going to take a little bit more time than, say, the 30 rounders. But it's going to be worth repacking this mag solely because we will have more ammunition in one magazine compared to if we had a 30 rounder. So we'll just take a little bit of extra time here to go ahead and repack that. And whilst that's happening, I'm just going to go ahead and turn my lights on that I only just realised I hadn't had on since the start of the episode. So if it's been a little bit dark on the webcam side of things, I do apologise. Normally I have these lights on ready and raring to go, but this time around I just completely forgot to put them on, I'm not going to lie. My own fault, but they're on now, which means you guys can see me better and I can see a little bit better in general as well. But we will just go ahead and get this 60 rounder fully packed up, and then we will reload into that 60 rounder as well. And then let's see what these scabby boys had on them, and if any of it is worth taking. So 5k rubles, always nice to see. That's enough money for us now to take the car at exfil if we wanted to do so. Toz, again, we'll just take and then put back for the XP. That S-March is huge because it allows us to heal heavy bleeds without having to use up a big chunk of our Salewa. We'll take one of those mags just for the XP as well. And then we'll just have a look at what the last scav had in terms of loot. So, ironically, we could have had a full set of Untar armor from these scavs if we kind of had the opportunity to go ahead and change out loot and have a bigger rig, etc. Or have a rig that's big enough for our mags, which technically we do. We do have the TV106 rig, which we're going to try and keep hold of for the Ragman task this time round, unless we come across something that is better for us to store loot in. There we go. One tapped. We kept hitting the counter there, which was not ideal. But that is another scav down, so we will definitely take that as a win. I don't know how many scavs that puts us on for Polkim Hobo, but it's a reasonable amount, so we can't complain too much. We are going to put the Calic B on as our heavy bleed now. I will take this and then put it back. Any rerolls are good rerolls, especially if we want to head to the car exfil. In fact, is it still up is the main question. So it's still up if it is there. Those suppressed shots sound like they're up towards the bridge. We'll take the horse for the time being. The diary is good for dollars. So is the SMT for that matter. But other than that, there's not really much else in that safe you want to take. I was tempted to take the horse, but the horse seems to be the one item that's reasonably easy to find when it comes for, I think it's living high is not a crime. We did hear some suppressed shots out what sounded like in this general direction. So we do need to be a little bit wary whilst we're traversing here. But I don't see anything in front of us. And whilst I have the opportunity, I don't know why that decided to put us into a foggy situation, but it did. We'll rectify that by turning on the weather mod. Even though the weather mod was on, it seems like you might have to turn it on unless you have to save the settings, which we'll check in a second. We're not going to worry about going in there because we don't actually have the 105 key on us at least. Whilst we have a opportunity, do I have to like save the settings? I can't save the settings, which is fine. But if we just do that to have it clear so we can actually see what's going on. Let's unlock the 2 rooms here that have the safes. See if we can get any goodies that are worth swapping some of the stuff we already have over. But unfortunately, so far we haven't run into any players. And obviously players are the main thing that we require. 2 passes are actually worth taking for the monetary value, I think. But yeah, the players are what we need to actually complete the little side quest, I guess you could say, that we're giving ourselves when it comes to the gunsmith tasks. So not actually finding any players is unideal, if I'm perfectly honest. But it is what it is. We can't really force players upon ourselves. I mean, I guess we could with SPT Tarkov, but what I mean is we can't just go ahead and be like, oh, I'm going to click spawn like 10 players and they all spawn at dorms. And even if I could, it would just take away the whole purpose of adding an additional challenge to this side of the gunsmith tasks. So when we go down the other way, we can check for the car exfil and see if the car exfil is there. Oh yeah, we did actually end up doing the golden silver, I now remember. So we can probably get rid of the keys that we don't require anymore. If I'm honest, that book is worth taking. Let's drop the ram and the pliers. Take the book for, again, dollar value. Okay, they run down to the right. Pretty sure that's a scav, which is again unfortunate because we do need the players for this little side task. Yeah, this was a scav. Slightly unfortunate, but we'll take what we're given. Because especially with Polk and Hobo, I think it's like 25 scavs that you need. So the more scavs, the merrier. And I'm pretty sure we dropped the one outside with a headshot. So, did you have anything worth us taking, good sir? Normal splint, bandages. I mean, we'll take the bandages, why not? In fact, no we won't. That can go there. The wallet can actually house these. And then we can do this. So I did just hear some angry scav comms. But whereabouts they were, I'm not 100% sure. Just go ahead and loot up this safe as well. The diary's probably worth taking. What do you want to take the diary over? We could probably drink this max energy, actually, looking at our energy and hydration levels. We could probably end up drinking the hot rod too, just to get a little bit more energy and hydration down us. So it sounds like the scavs are a little way away, but we are just going to get out of this raid right now. Obviously, not having the 220 key was a bit of a mistake, but finding a decent amount of scav kills isn't something to be scoffed at, really. If we have a look at our tasks and then have a look at location, so Polk and Hobo we're just over halfway done with, so that is a nice little come up from this raid, as well as making a little bit more money as well. Like, the whole point of this episode seems to be just making money, if I'm perfectly honest, so not against that in the slightest, especially considering right at the start of the episode we are down to, what, 50k? And then we're now over a mil, and we're going to be even more over a mil once we sell the bits and bobs that we have on us in this particular raid. We're going to probably end up selling most of it to traders. Main reason behind that is, as much as I like the flea market in SPT, sometimes a few of your bits can take a little longer to sell compared to, say, on the actual game. It all kind of depends on like how quickly the AI algorithm goes, oh, this person will buy this off you. So it is what it is. Managed to get a decent chunk of scavs there. We got 5 headshots out of the 8 kills, so that's not too bad in the slightest. The only time that we were a little bit under the cosh in that situation was when we had the 3 scavs around the corner that we weren't expecting to have 3 scavs around the corner. But unfortunately, no PMC kills in that raid means that we do need to carry over this AKS-74U into another set of raids, or another raid at least, to get the 4 kills in order to be able to hand it in. But let's just go ahead and grab all the bits that we are going to sell right now to the traders. We'll keep hold of the gold chains because we need those for chumming. But a lot of the other stuff we are just going to go ahead and sell, mostly just to get that money topped up. That SMT can go, the diary can also go. Morphine we'll keep hold of and put in there. The MFD we'll keep hold of. The Aramids we'll probably keep hold of, as well as this and this. The Magnum Buckshot, even though it's not a bad ammunition to run in a shotgun, we're just going to go ahead and sell it, I think. We'll keep hold of the TV rig, as I said. When it comes to rubles, euros, and dollars, we'll go ahead and pop those towards the top end of the stash. The book can be sold, and so can that roller. This can go in here. And then we do have this TV rig, which will go ahead and end up having fairly soon. So let's just go ahead and sell to Therapist, which is basically the majority of things we have accumulated from that run, which gets us 344k, which is insanely good. And then everything else we're just going to go ahead and sell to Peacekeeper, because why the hell not? We may as well get some more dollars from him. And then we'll keep hold of this TV rig. We'll just store a few things in here as well for the time being. Let's put this over here so that can go in there too. The killer armor I'm actually going to move up because it's an armor that we actually want to go ahead and use. So we'll leave that here and leave that here. Lovely. So that is going to be it for the PMC side of this particular episode. But as per a couple of episodes ago, at the end of each episode we're going to be taking a scav into factory and seeing if we can go ahead and make a little bit extra money through the scav for our PMC. Essentially what we're doing is hiring the scav to go into a raid on the factory, see if he can get a little bit of money for our PMC and then chuck it his way. To do that, we're selling everything that we find on the scav straight to traders through the sell all function when you do end up finishing off your scav run. The only exception to that is if we have a labs keycard or a coloured labs keycard on our scav, we can transfer that straight to the PMC. But everything else we find, even if it's like a GPU, even if it's a Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff, just has to be straight up sold so we can make a little bit extra money. But also it doesn't take away from the fact that we're trying to run solely a PMC for the tasks, etc. for this particular series. But without further ado, let's jump into a scav run on factory and see if we can get a little bit of extra cash on top of what we've already made. Alrighty, so we are into factory. I'm going to drop these crackers, but everything else I'll keep hold of for now. We've got 4 minutes 52 left, so I would be extremely surprised if we still have PMCs knocking about this raid, but it may be a case that we actually do have PMCs knocking about in this raid, and if we do, we want to try and hunt them down if at all possible. The last couple of engagements that I've had with PMCs on this map as a scav have been over towards gate 3. But this particular scav run does seem to be very, very quiet. But I don't know how the kind of spawns work when it comes to a scav run in SPT, whether nothing, like no one spawns until you spawn in as a scav, or whether there's been like stuff happening during the course of you like loading in. I'm not too sure how it all kind of works out to be, but we've got a little bit of money on us already. We have made quite a considerable chunk, but I am gonna see if we can potentially find a PMC or two whilst we are in this raid. I am going to grenade over because it looks like there was someone or something over here. That was a scav. Kind of hope I didn't end up killing him in that case. Because that would have been a bad knock on our rep. And obviously the drop that we just did, excuse me, has gone ahead and broken our leg, unfortunately, so we need to be a little bit wary of that. So this is a scav, so that's fine. We're going to try and listen. Damn, okay. We had to take that fight. Like, there's not a lot of loot on our scav there, to be fair. If I had, like, a backpack and it was full of stuff, I would have just gone to the exfil, especially after breaking our leg. But as soon as I saw that PMC, I was like, right, let's try and take this challenge. Let's see what we can get done. A lot of our damage got absorbed by armor there, which is slightly unfortunate. I was trying to aim for the head when we came around that corner, but it is what it is. We ended up dying. Can't be too mad with how this whole session or episode has gone. Obviously, we died to the goons in the first raid, but then the next two raids weren't actually too bad. They were more money-making raids than anything else. The only two quests that we're kind of focusing on, especially after realizing we forgot the key on customs, was just make Ultra Great Again and Polkim Hobo, which are two quests that we just had to kill scavs for said traders in terms of getting that task done. But regardless of that, that is going to do it for this particular episode. If you guys did enjoy it, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more gaming content from myself. Links in the description down below will be to all my social media, so if you want to go and check that out, please be sure to do so. That'd be greatly appreciated. With regards to my streams, you can either watch me on TikTok or Twitch. It's excuse me, I can't get my words out. Entirely up to yourselves. There'll be a link to both of those in the description down below as well. Also, there'll be a link to my TCG channel, which hopefully by the time this video goes up would have had a couple of new videos posted, because I am looking to get back into posting on there a lot more frequently. But regardless, guys, I appreciate you tuning into this video, and I'll see you in the next one.